In 1908, the Boy Scouts came up with their motto, be prepared. In some other year, the Girl Scouts came up with their motto, which was, preparation be damned, let's sell a ton of cookies. And it worked well, because I bought a lot of these. Samoas.
Snacks with wax.
We didn't get footage this week of us going to buy these cookies because we didn't go to buy these. You don't go buy Girl Scout cookies. You go to get like mustard or a last minute birthday card and somebody just appears selling Samoas out of nowhere.
It's actually the universe selects you as the recipient of Samoas.
Exactly. Samoas can only be found serendipitously. As soon as you seek them, they're nowhere to be found. Remember, Girl Scouts are just kids, so it's in their nature that when you seek them, they hide. So if you do stumble upon these entrepreneurial campers when you're out and about, you better buy multiple boxes while you can. You know when you're on a road trip and there's like a gas station but you're in the middle of nowhere? You better fill up, because you don't know when the next one's gonna occur.
Next rest stop, 50 miles. It's like next Girl Scout entrepreneurial group of campers. Who knows? Who knows?
50 million light years. Girl Scout cookies are like soulmates. You only find them when you stop looking. And these little youthful scouts at their pop-up shops, by the way, Girl Scouts invented the pop-up shop and don't get enough credit for it. Anyway, these scouts at their shops, they don't just have Samoas, they have other cookies as well, but the other Girl Scout cookies besides Samoas, they might as well be called who, what, where, and why. The fact that you can't get these at a store makes them more special because not only are they hard to get and rare, but you're helping a good cause when you buy a box. Speaking of this good cause, aren't they freaking loaded by now? They've been selling cookies for decades with volunteers as their labor force. Did you know the 3 richest people in the world right now, according to Forbes magazine, are Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and the CEO of the Girl Scouts, who's an 11-year-old girl named Cindy Lou? Hello.
Why don't the Girl Scouts sell Girl Scout cookies in stores? You know, and then they don't have.
I'll tell you why the Girl Scouts don't sell cookies in stores. It's the same reason that the Catholic Church doesn't put their religion in stores. They want to be tax exempt. Look at that.
The Girl Scouts, right?
Look at it. They're kind of a religion. They're like, we sell cookies and make all the profit. We sell cookies and... They don't look that different than the Hitler girls or whatever. They sell all these cookies and they just buy those little outfits and occasionally go to a camp. Camping's not expensive. You just get a tent and go outside. Their camp should be at like 5-star hotels with the amount of cookies they be selling. You know what I mean? It's probably like Scientology. You know when you reach like the stage 20 of Scientology, you find out that it's all from aliens and whatnot. When you reach stage 20 of Girl Scouts, they tell you like, when you reach stage 20, you just get to keep all the cookie money. You're an adult now and you can fly in the jet. They write a mass email to the rest of the Scouts every month. They're like, sorry, we couldn't get new sleeping bags this time. Didn't sell enough Samoas, I guess. I freaking love these things. Remember when Klondike Bar had that campaign, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Well, for one of these, I would melt 1,000 Klondike bars. For one Samoa, I would back a dump truck full of fresh Klondike bars into an active volcano on the island of Samoa, which is a volcanic island, so that metaphor makes sense, and hit the dump button. I would choose this over any other cookie, period. If you think otherwise, I dare you to post a comment with a better cookie than this, and if you say sugar cookie, you also order chicken fingers at the finest steakhouse in town.
If you say oatmeal raisin, just go jump off a bridge.
If you say oatmeal raisin, you go to a sushi restaurant and say, can I just eat the napkin? I'm a songwriter, and I wish that I could write one song in my lifetime that's as good as these cookies, but the only way I could have done that is if I would go back in time and write Outstanding by the Gap Band, because it's the only song that's as good as Samoa's, and it also describes them perfectly. Go girls! Oh my God.
Wow.
I already know what they taste like.
There's no mystery whatsoever.
Look at it. Look at the beauty of it. Look at the back. It's so imperfect, but perfect. You can't mold this. This is like erosion.
These are snowflakes.
Yeah.
Everyone is different.
It's caramel, chocolate, cookie, crispy, crunchy, chewy, coconut. That's 7 things that start with a C, and that alliteration is just some side shit. They're like, yeah, we also alliterate. You know what I mean? It's 7 things that start with a C because you are sailing the 7 seas of pleasure when you eat one of these. The birds and the very slight breeze. Everything became perfect when I ate it. Did you notice that? The sun is going down, the birds distantly chirping, not in our faces much anymore. I changed the earth. I changed the universe when I ate this thing. This is a totally different presentation of coconut. This is the ultimate coconut makeover. This is like the Instagram made up sexy outfit thirst trap version of the coconut. You see the girl beforehand and then you see her when she's on Instagram, you're like, that's the same person? Damn, I know she ain't supposed to look like that, but I see why the plastic surgeon gets paid the big bucks. That's this version of coconut. Coconut in its raw form, like coconut water, is healthy. You know what I mean? Hangover cure. This is the opposite of that. Speaking of which, how versatile is the coconut? Coconut is the ultimate version of the lady in the street, but a freak in the bed. You know what I'm saying? It does it all. It's like a fruit, a nut, a seed. It makes milk. It creates meat. It's in every food group. You take a sip of the refreshing coconut water, you take a bite out of this decadent thing, then coconut looks at you and goes, you think that's all I've got? Throws you a bowl of Tom Kha soup and says, hey, suck on that. The caramel hits you, and the chewiness with the caramel kind of starts first, and then the crunchiness of the cookie adds to the chewiness, but also creates crunchiness, you know what I mean?
The texture of a
It almost
Samoa.
becomes a milkshake in some kind of weird way, like a coconutty milkshake. The cookie itself is really delicious, kind of like a powdery biscuit cookie or whatever, but it's surrounded by crusty coconut, which also traps, the crusty coconut traps the layer of caramel above the crummy cookie. There really is a lot of C's involved in this, and then the chocolate layer, which, like we said, just kind of does what it wants. You know, I've never had anything like it, and I never will have anything like it.
I'm being dead serious when I tell you that my mouth is watering because I'm thinking about eating.
You want
Samoa.
one?
Yes.
Let them tease you. Is it as good as you thought?
Better. I could eat a whole one of these, a whole box.
I've never seen a Girl Scout not selling cookies.
No, what else do they do? That's their scouting, right? It's just scouting for locations of cookie sales. Scouting out the local Trader Joe's.
You think the Girl Scouts are scouting like scouts, like they're out there camping and scouting for a campsite and making sure there's no rattlesnakes and making sure there's no potential for bears? They're scouting out a location for them to camp, but they're not doing that. They're only scouting out a place where there's a lot of foot traffic that has potential buyers of cookies. I bet you if you looked up the top 20 American female CEOs, 19 of them are ex-Girl Scouts.
What if you found the top 20 female drug dealers? It would probably also apply.
They probably first started selling the Coke inside the Samoa boxes. Get a little glue it back up, tape it back up, open it up there. More like Sinaloas. What can I say about Samoas that hasn't been said by the greatest artists, scholars, scientists, and athletes of our generation? They're top-notch, fantastic, awesome, amazing, and spectacular, all wrapped into one great little cookie that's shaped like this. And I'm going to put it in my mouth and say, I give these a 20 out of 10.